MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor officially releases his Bitcoin exit strategy. Coinbase officially responds to the SEC's request for comment on Grayscales Ether Trust. And the last thing that we're going to be going over is Hedera has a new governing council member and some major Hbar news that sent the price of the coin up by a lot. So make sure you guys tune in all the way to the end of this video to find out all the details. Hey guys, it's Ryan with Big Dog Investing. Thank you guys for tuning in my channel. If you guys could do a couple of things for me. If you guys would go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not done so already. Click the bell notification down below so YouTube can send you guys notifications whenever I release videos. Watch my videos all the way to the end. If you guys could share my videos and share my channel with anyone. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can. I definitely need your guys' help in doing so. On my channel, we talk about anything that impacts financial markets. So this is going to include the political landscape, especially because we're in election year, things that are going on in the stock market. But the main thing that we go over on my channel is cryptocurrency. Getting started today is going to be Saturday, February 24th. The total market cap right now for all cryptocurrency is $1.98 trillion. So right now we're coming up close on that $2 trillion market cap like we had before. We are currently up 1.47% on the day today. Fear and greed index for cryptocurrency, we're at a 71, so we're still in the greed section. We did dip into the extreme greed for a couple of days and we have since dropped back. And in my opinion, again, no financial advice, this is due to the price of Bitcoin dropping. Bitcoin right now is currently trading at $51,632, Ethereum $3,025, and XRP right now at 54.6 cents. Getting into our biggest gainers and losers on the day today. Jasmine is going to be our biggest gainer, currently up 28.5%. Blur is going to be up 13.3%. And then we got WorldCoin right here, currently up 12.5%. We're going to talk about WorldCoin in my next video, but I wanted to show off the biggest losers really quick. Uni is going to be down 10.9%. Flare is going to be down 3.6%. And then we have Flow and EOS currently down 2.5%. But on the week, I want to show that Hbar is up currently 26.8%. So we did see Hbar trading about roughly about 8.5 cents earlier on in the week, and then went all the way up to 11.9 cents, currently at 10.8 cents. And this is due to the news that we're going to be talking about. But again, we're going to be going over WorldCoin and Uniswap in my next video. In this, though, I wanted to point out, so former President Trump was fined $364 million. And I wanted to show that this video really quick, that the judge laughs a little bit, smirks, and then kind of shrugs his shoulders. In my opinion, this is completely a disgrace of our court system. He obviously shouldn't be going out and basically being a political celebrity right now going on with this. Obviously, this is someone's life going on. This is our former president being fined X amount of dollars, which is drastic. We even had Kevin O'Leary appearing on Fox Business talking about this, blasting this huge lawsuit against former President Trump. And he says, I would never invest in New York now, and I'm not the only one saying that. This is a New York problem now. And he goes on and talks about how the banks even testified in defense of former President Trump, and talks about how a lot of real estate developers were doing what he did. And again, former President Trump paid back the loan and even paid back the interest on top of that loan, yet was still fined $364 million. And the judge even backdated the interest back to 2019. So he currently has an additional $100 million roughly attached onto it. So he's close to $500 million fines. And we'll talk about a little bit what's going on with that next video. But President Biden currently visited East Palestine, Ohio. For those of you guys that don't know, a year ago, they had a train derailment that expelled a bunch of toxic chemicals. And then, he goes out and talks about, how he had boots on the ground in day one, but he never showed up. It took a whole year for the president to actually go out and visit. Former President Trump was actually on the day or the next day he was there in East Palestine, Ohio. Obviously, Biden has to come out, right before the 2024 election to kind of show face. But a lot of the residents say that it's too little too late. He should have been there day one, but obviously he wasn't. So a lot of protests were going on there. SpaceX has moved its state of incorporation from Delaware to Texas. So we're seeing a lot of states fleeing, seeing a lot of businesses flee different states, mainly going to Texas and then also Florida, due to a lot of the political landscape as well as the tax incentives for businesses and the opportunity growth for these businesses in these states. So it's nice to see. Getting into our Watcher Guru news, the UK to release new crypto and stablecoin legislation within the next 6 months. I wish the United States would be doing this, but again, we're in an election year right now, so we're not going to see a lot of new stuff going on. But this is great to see legislation coming out in different countries. And then obviously any type of growth in cryptocurrency, whether it's nationwide or worldwide, is a positive for the industry. Capital One to acquire Discover for 35.3 billion. We'll see if this actually goes through. I'm sure that the government has to officially approve this because these two companies right here are really big and they can kind of create a monopoly. So we'll see. Again, we'll talk about this if they do officially merge. The first photo of Sam Bankman Fried in jail. So this is him right here. For those of you guys that don't know, he's the disgraced CEO and founder of the FTX exchange. He ended up stealing roughly about $8 billion worth of customer funds. And the FTX exchange officially shut down. They talked about revamping the exchange, bringing back money to the people who lost their money in the exchange. But has since kind of just dwindled down. They brought back a lot of money, and then gave customers back, they said, roughly about $18,000 of Bitcoin. So if you had one Bitcoin, they were able to give you back $18,000 of it and basically say you guys are lucky you guys got anything. Complete disgrace, currently behind bars, but that's a new photo of him. Now, a reporter officially asked Michael Saylor when he plans to sell his Bitcoin. They're up really big on their investments in Bitcoin. Michael Saylor says that he's going to be buying forever. Again, everything's going to be down in the comments below so you guys can watch this video. But in this video, he talks about how Bitcoin is basically a currency. It's different than what's going on with all these other businesses. So he calls it the Magnificent Seven. So you have like Google, Apple, Amazon taking up the big businesses. And he talks about how Bitcoin can keep on growing where these companies can't have a lot of that money going into it. And then he basically says that, you know what? He considers it one of those like kind of like a store of value like gold, where gold is 10 times the value right now in total value of what Bitcoin is. Obviously, the price of an ounce of gold is way less than what one Bitcoin is. But he talks about how officially, like, I think gold is at a $10 trillion market cap. Bitcoin's right now roughly a little over a $1 trillion market cap. And he says that he can see that Bitcoin could keep on growing where these businesses, they don't have anywhere to put the money. So obviously, you know, Bitcoin's going to be going well. So he says he's going to keep on buying forever. And then eventually he'll probably sell. He doesn't talk about it, but obviously everyone's going to have to sell if they need funds. But as of right now, his exit strategy is there is none. He's going to keep on buying Bitcoin. Jeff Bezos sells another $2.37 billion worth of his Amazon stock, with a total of 8.4 billion Amazon shares sold over the past 2 weeks. We're seeing a lot of different companies or different CEOs selling a bunch of their stocks. We see Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, just to name a few. Berkshire Hathaway's keeps on growing in their business. We'll talk about that in the next video. But it's kind of crazy that, you know, he's selling 8.4 billion worth of Amazon shares, getting a little bit of cash flow. What's he going to be doing with that? Is he going to buy any of those bunkers that we saw with Mark Zuckerberg? Terra founder Do Kwon to be extradited to the United States. So he's going to be going on trial here in the United States. We saw the whole Terra Luna collapse where the Terra token ended, or the Luna token going up very small number, roughly about $1, all the way up to $116, and then within about 2 hours, Do Kwon ended up printing a bunch, or just mass copying coins, and dropping the price drastically by infiltrating or flooding the market with these new coins, selling all of them into currency or into circulation. And then the price of the Luna token went from about $116 to 10 or a thousandths of a penny in less than 2 hours. There's a huge max crime spree going on with him. And we're seeing that with a lot of different industries. We saw it with Sam Bankman Fried and now Do Kwon. We saw Binance's CZ get in trouble a little bit with the United States. We'll talk about that in the next video as well. Our quarter 4 23 and full year of 2023 update is in. If you guys want to go ahead and read a little bit more about this, you guys can. I don't want to take up too much time, but Coinbase keeps on growing. And if cryptocurrency gets proper legislation here in the United States, Coinbase is one of the only exchanges that is actually IPO'd, so it's considered a publicly traded company. So they have to be accredited with the SEC. So in my opinion, if you guys want to get on some Coinbase stock, again, no financial advice. If we do see some legislation pass here in the United States, Coinbase would be a great stock price or a stock opportunity for you guys. Now, Hedera Governing Council has partnered with American food and beverage company Mondelez International. It's part of the NASDAQ to work on distributed ledger technology, DLT. For those of you guys that don't know, they are the ones that created like Ritz and Oreo, or they own those. So it's a big brand that is now going to be in the governing council of Hedera. This is great news for Hedera. And then Crypto Mason shares that the MetaMask of Hbar is dropping a token called PAC, and this is the Hashpack wallet, launching early in Q2 of 2024. He says, "You already know I am extremely bullish. They describe it as a utility token that's made for the community to reward our loyal supporters and provide value for both new and existing users of Hashpack." So could this be kind of an exchange token or a wallet token? That's what I'm thinking it is. Just like crypto.com has the Crow token, and Binance has BNB. So in my opinion, I think that this is bullish for Hedera's network and the HBAR token as well. Hedera Council member EDF official or officials recently completed a proof of concept automating the assurance and redemption of renewable energy certification REX using the open source Guardian ESG platform built on enabled by the Hedera network. So we're seeing a lot of green energy projects coming up. We're talking about our federal government coming out with the Green New Deal. With this, Hedera is one of those cryptocurrencies that doesn't use blockchain technology, it's hashgraph technology, and their fees are really, really low. So they don't use a lot of electricity. And in doing so, this makes it a great opportunity, in my opinion. And this is part of the reason why I see a great growth of the HBAR price. Again, no financial advice. Hedera comes out and says low predictable fees, fair ordering of transactions, rapid confirmation times for enterprise builders and individuals alike. DeFi works best on Hedera, and I completely agree with that. The XCC Foundation says get ready for ETH Denver in 2024. I know that this is Friday, started in Friday, February 23rd. So this was yesterday. And this goes all the way to March 3rd. So I'm going to be coming out with some videos talking about what's been going on in ETH Denver as they come up. Is Hinman finally going to face a reckoning, or is this whitewash? So, confirmed, the SEC Inspector General is in final stages of investigation of the crypto conflicts referred to the Empower Oversight Committee. In my opinion, if you guys don't know what's going on, here's a little video that breaks down did William Hinman commit a crime. For those of you guys that don't know, if you guys want to, again, a lengthy video down here on exactly what goes on. But he used to work for a different company called Simpson Thacher. He left them to go to the SEC. And while he was at the SEC, he gave his Ethereum free pass speech. He was also told by the SEC's ethics office that he basically can't go and talk about anything that goes on inside the SEC's government workplace with Simpson Thacher. But obviously, if you guys looked into this a little bit more, he received a severance package. And depending on how well Ether did, he received more money. And in my opinion, that's why he did his Ethereum free pass speech. So are we going to see anything out of this oversight committee? In my opinion, I do think so. And I really do hope so. Now, Paul Grewal says he's the chief legal officer over at Coinbase, responded to the SEC's request for comments on the proposed Grayscale Ether Trust. So, ETP on pages 27 and on 96, citations that provide 1 legal, 2 technical, and 3 economic rationale for approval. He says, our letter lays out with anyone that knows who's paid even the slightest bit of attention to the subject. ETH is not a security. We see that Gary Gensler can't go and talk about this in front of the Congress, though. He says, in fact, before and after the merge, the SEC and the CFTC and the market have treated ETH not as a security but as a commodity. Ether's proof of stake has demonstrably strong governance that exhibits robust characteristics across ownership, concentration, consensus, liquidity, and governance, mitigating risks of fraud and manipulations. The economics show that ETH is resilient as BTC Bitcoin in satisfying the commission standard of for ETP approvals. We remain committed to supporting innovation and fostering a transparent, secure, and inclusive financial ecosystem through our continued dialogue and research for informed regulatory decisions in the rapidly evolving crypto landscape. Want to learn more about why we support the NYSE-ARCA proposal and encourage the SEC to approve ETH read our full letter and supporting our data for your guys' self. So if you guys want to, again, everything's going to be down in the comments below. It's a long, lengthy read, but in my opinion, it had a lot of useful information. Now, standard custodia, for those of you guys who don't know, standard custody. They ended up getting bought by Ripple. Now, officially, we have to wait for I believe New York to officially confirm that this can actually go through. Again, this is due to regulatory information, but Ripple did buy it, but it has to get approved by the government for it to officially be licensed. But they're trying to expand their money transmitter licenses that standard custody already has. Rather than going and applying for these, they're buying companies that already have that licensures. So standard custody and the GSR.io have joined forces to introduce innovation in the escrow solutions in digital assets. Collaboration aims at reducing counterparty risks and further evaluating standards for reliability and efficiency. So if you guys want to read more about this, you guys can. For those of you guys that don't know, this is what standard custody is. It's the next generation of digital asset custody solutions for international investors or institutional investors, a wholly owned subsidiary of PolySign. Here's their website right here. It says your institutional grade digital asset custody solution. So standard custody offers a secure custody solutions that stand up to the strictest regulations and unlock the value of digital assets for institutional investors. So in my opinion, this was a great buy by Ripple. And again, when Ripple IPOs, I think that this will be actually very beneficial for the company's IPO. And then GSR, I didn't really know what GSR was, so I had to look into it a little bit more. But they're powered crypto innovation since 2013, market making the OTC trading ventures capital. Now they released a little bit right here. It says GSR has 10 years of digital assets market experience as a liquidity provider and active multi-stage investors. Our suite of services include OTC trading, derivatives, and market making. GSR is embedded in every major sector of the digital asset ecosystems, working with token issuers, institutional investors, miners, and leading trading venues. Now, in my opinion, I think this is a great company right here that they're partnering with, and in my opinion, will help benefit cryptocurrency and digital assets for the future. Now, if you guys have any questions or anything you guys want to put down in the comments below, I would greatly appreciate it, and those will get answered. And if you guys can invest with the big dog, stay on the porch. Thank you guys, and have a good one.